Patriot League records, the Loyola men's and women's lacrosse teams lead the way as postseason bids are being handed out. A trio of teams have clinched tournament berths on the men's side, including the defending champion Lehigh Mountain Hawks, while 4 teams have locked up playoff bids in women's lacrosse. Hey everyone, I'm Melanie Plowski and welcome to Patriot League Roundup. Loyola won a tough battle on the road at Navy to improve to 6-0 in men's lacrosse, while Army and Lehigh both clinched berths with wins over the weekend. Here are the highlights. The Navy midshipmen gave the top-ranked Loyola Greyhounds all they could handle, leading throughout most of the first half and taking a 5-3 lead on Tucker Hull's second goal of the game early in the third quarter. Justin Ward led the Greyhounds on a 3-0 run to take a 6-5 lead with 2:53 left in the third. But early in the fourth, Gabe Vumard tied it up at 6 and the two teams went into overtime. In the extra session, Hull nearly gave the Mids the major upset win, but his behind-the-back shot hit the post and caromed off goalkeeper Jack Runkle's leg to keep the game knotted at 6. Loyola's Brian Schultz put it away in the second overtime, scoring off a pass from Justin Ward to lift Loyola to a 7-6 win. Colgate and Lehigh played a back-and-forth first half until Dan Taylor scored a late second quarter goal to give the Mountain Hawks a 5-4 lead. In the third quarter, Taylor scored again to make it 6-4, and he assisted on another 2 goals during a 6-1 run that gave Lehigh a 10-5 lead. The Mountain Hawks held on to win 11-7. Army marched out to a 6-2 lead on Tim Cole's goal in the second quarter, and Cole Johnson extended it to 8-4 early in the fourth quarter. Boston U rallied with 3 straight goals, but it wasn't enough in the 8-7 Army win. Terry McKenna scored his first of 2 goals to give Holy Cross an early 4-1 lead, and Kevin Lux netted the hat trick to help the Crusaders win 10-5 over Lafayette on Saturday. In women's lacrosse, Loyola, Navy, Boston U, and Lehigh have all clinched bids to the Patriot League tournament, and the Greyhounds remain in the top spot with just 2 games left. Here are the highlights from last week. After a sluggish start on Saturday against Colgate, Loyola pulled away with a 7-0 run to win 10-4. Annie Thomas led the way with 2 goals and 3 assists. Boston U bounced back after a rough first half on Saturday to turn an 8-4 deficit into a 10-8 lead on Mallory Collins' goal. Lehigh tied the game at 10 late to force overtime, where the 2 teams exchanged goals in the first session. And in the second overtime, Allison LeBeau scored the game winner for Lehigh. Caitlin Miller netted the hat trick for Bucknell to help the Bison take an 8-3 lead on the Holy Cross Crusaders, and they held off a late run to win 8-7 on Saturday. Kirsten Wilhelmsen scored 6 goals Saturday, including 4 in the second half to rally Lafayette from behind and force overtime against American. And in the extra session, Wilhelmsen potted goal number 6 as the Leopards went on to win 15-13. Loyola's Annie Thomas had 2 goals and 5 assists, while Marley Payton recorded a hat trick and 2 assists to lead the Greyhounds to an 18-5 win over American on Wednesday. Colgate's Megan Ark scored 4 goals and had 2 assists, including a pair of goals during a 5-1 run that sealed the Raiders' 11-7 win over Boston U on Wednesday. Amanda Kay scored 5 goals and Laura Kleiber added 4 as Lafayette put together a late 6-2 run to pull away in a 12-9 win over Bucknell on Wednesday. In baseball, Bucknell took 3 of 4 games against Lehigh to maintain a game-and-a-half lead over Army with a 7-1 record. Holy Cross split a series on the road at Navy, winning the opener and the finale. Navy broke out the bats in Game 2 and relied on the arm of Luke Gillingham in Game 3 as he struck out 12 in a 3-1 win. In softball, Boston U took a pair of games in its 3-game series against Lehigh, but still sits in second place at 4-2. Bucknell and Army also have above 500 records in league play. 8 events are scheduled to be streamed live for free on the Patriot League Network. Log on to patriotleague.tv for the entire schedule. For the Patriot League Network, I'm Melanie Plowski.